Hello, beautiful, brilliant black women, Goddess Borne. I hope y'all are all well. Girl, look, I've gotten questions about what I mean by Goddess Borne and what my spirituality is. And I'm going to give us just a little brief something, okay? Um, let's get into it, black women's. Yeah. Now, y'all will often hear me term us, Goddess Borne. And what I mean by that is those of us who are born as black and indigenous women and girls. Okay? And I'm having I don't like to, but I'm having to use patriarchal terminology because that's what we generally understand as black women in the United States and the Caribbean, but also in the globally, you know. So I will be switching back and forth as I tell you, kind of what it is that I do between patriarchal language and mindset so that it is relevant, makes sense to y'all, and my Goddess Borne understanding of meanings and relationships and interconnectedness. Okay. So uh for me, as I mentioned, I don't generally think in patriarchal terms. I can speak patriarchal language, meaning, you know, I understand that patriarchy is a system that is hierarchical. It's a system of governance, basically, that is hierarchical, and it falsely creates a narrative of scarcity, right? And in that, it capitalizes off of whatever caste system it has made up. So, saying women are weaker, saying, men are logical, therefore better, or some shit, okay, or saying, you know, uh, white people get to wake up mediocre on their best day, and they get to um, act as if they're supreme and behave that way toward other people, using their privilege to do what they love, which is violence, stealing, and appropriation. Not actually creating, they make things, and that's actually how I see men in general. Men make things, women create things. Well, with the exception of whatever women really feel like they are once born, meaning born, and they come from the rib of a man somehow. That is not my belief system. Okay, so I hail from a conscientious matriarchy, and I believe in the great black mother as the source of all creation. And it isn't that we worship her, and I'm using her very, very broadly because that's the language y'all have to label things in a patriarchy, because that's how you create division and a mindset of scarcity, and then you use fear and violence to push these different narratives, and you actually feed off of and capitalize off of those people that you cause suffering, right? So it's a prey predator type of thought process. For me, for us, we are interconnected. Yes, we are of the great black mothers bloodlines, and we have those significant DNA, RNA, and melanin combinations of coding. Um, so when y'all are saying, or other people are saying, oh, black girl magic, actually we're preternatural elementals, and therefore we have immense power. Um, so again, that's another set of my belief. For me, the great black mother, as the creatrix of all, does all of these things, but her goddess daughters that she had through parthenogenesis, and they had more of us through parthenogenesis. Her daughters or sisters as goddesses are not in a place where they compete with each other. Like, I don't know, I don't have an equivalency for patriarchy right now, but they don't compete with one another like Sekhmet and Ma'et, for instance. These two iterations of the Great Black Mother do not compete with one another. They work together toward the same end of evolving, healing, and having compassion and love for creation, and creating therefore themselves. We all have our part to play. So I, as Goddess Borne, and when I say born, I don't mean once born like most of y'all who believe that. I'm talking about BORNE. Okay, I, as Goddess Borne, am specifically a Goddess Borne warrior and healer. So we have different abilities, we have different powers, we have different skill levels, we process information differently because we're supposed to. We work together in a connected way with the other elements, air, water, like that. And we have a reverence for the Great Black Mother. We have a reverence for the goddesses, but it's not worship, it's a relationship. We build relationships, right? And then we choose that we're going to remain Goddess Borne as we become older. Some of us opt to be once born. Some of us opt to be black male worshipers or white supremacist familiars. Girl, you have free will. That makes you chaos when it comes to where I'm coming from, and so you are anathema to creation to me, but you get to choose to do that. And in earthly terms or patriarchal terms, you've chosen that you're my enemy. So you are on the side of destruction and pain and causing people to suffer, and so others can eat off of that. Now, there's a lot of holy writ that I read, and it is mostly written by black women. Okay, because we've been disconnected from our living memory. Sometimes it's hard to go back and find things that were written by black women about our ancient history before time immemorial, right? But we do have that. What in the world, girl? I was gonna be looking for something. Okay, this is really good too. But I have several, just like y'all have Bibles or whatever you do, the Quran, or if you or a Tanakh person, meaning Jewish writ or whatever, Buddhism. I have those things too. It's just that in my belief system, we work to uplift the most vulnerable, like children or disabled or elderly, unlike y'all patriarchal system. So I don't talk a lot about it because it's a personal relationship between myself and the goddesses and the Great Black Mother. And I suggest, I have some reading material if you like, but I suggest you do that. and you find some things out.